हेलो एवरीवन, मैं विनीता थानवी, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर आईटी डिपार्टमेंट लकी इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ प्रोफेशनल स्टडीज के यूट्यूब चैनल पर आपका स्वागत करती हूँ। आज के इस वीडियो में हम बात करेंगे 4 पिलर्स ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग। सो बिफोर स्टार्टिंग ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग, let's start with earlier approach of procedural oriented programming, that is POP. POP stands for Procedural Oriented Programming, a programming paradigm which is based on the procedure. The meaning of procedure over here is to achieve a result, to achieve a task, our main focus is on algorithm. The meaning of algorithm means we are just following the step how to achieve the target. For that, our main focus is on algorithm or the steps for the problem solving. So, our main program in procedural oriented programming is divided into subprograms, or we can say our big problem is divided into sub module, subprograms, subfunctions. So for achieving a big task, we work, these all functions work together and achieve a specific task. But here is the concern for the algorithm. How we achieve the result, this is main focusing point in the procedural oriented programming. And for dividing the main program into subprograms, we are following the concept of functions. So we can say POP is a function based language. Function based language. So meaning of function based language is to achieve a task, we create multiple functions in our program, and that multiple functions can communicate with each other, which create the complexion in our program. So for accessing these functions, our data are free to move anywhere in the program. So next problem is with procedural oriented programming is data are free to move. Data are free to move anywhere. So for overcome this problem, a new programming approach is introduced, that is object oriented programming. In that object oriented programming, our main focus is on data, and the programming paradigm which is based on object, that's why it is called object oriented programming. So we can say our main focus is on data rather than algorithm. So here our data is the crucial entity which can't be accessed outside the world directly. So for that concern, what we have done, we have just encapsulated the features of the program, and for encapsulation what we have done, we have abstracted the data and function from the program. So by the concept of abstraction and encapsulation, we have created a unit. That unit is called class. Let's see how it works. In POP, how we work? In main function, we have done the declaration. Suppose any initialization is required, initialization or process. In process, we have some input, some calculations. Calculation may be arithmetical or logical, or we are getting the output. All background detail of the program is in the main function. When we execute the program, our control first switch to the main, and in main function we have declaration of variable, initialization of the variable, number of functions which we are using to achieve the task in the program. So there is no background hiding of background details in procedural oriented programming. And suppose somewhere I have declared any global data, then that global data can be accessed anywhere in the programs. So we can say in procedural oriented programming, we have two type of data. Global data. Suppose for achieving the task, you have create multiple functions, and that multiple function have their own local data, but that function have access right for this global data. They can directly access and modify the global data. So there is the concern of data security. For the data security, for the data hiding, what we have done, we have abstracted that all concept, declaration, initialization, process, or the code which we want to execute, which we want to use, but we want to hide it from the unwanted modification or from the unauthorized access. So what we have done, we have just take out all that declaration part, initialization part, process part from the main function. So that taking out all the abstract from the main is known as the process abstraction. And after abstraction, what we have done, we have wrapped up that data and function into the unit. That unit is known as class, and the process is known as encapsulation. So here in procedural oriented programming, in the concept of POP, we are using top-down approach, and in object-oriented programming, we will follow the approach of bottom-up. How it works, let's see. What we have done, we have created a class. In that class, we have our data member and member functions. And in main, we have object of that respective class. Means, so we can say our class is behaving just like a blueprint of an object, or that object is a instance of a class. Or in simple way, we can understand object is a variable of class type, data type, or here what is class? Class is a user defined data type, user defined data type which behave like a built-in data type. How? See, int is a built-in data type, but it associates with the memory when we declare a variable of integer type. Similarly, class is a user-defined data type and once we create the object, then memory is allocated to that particular class. So जैसे ही हम इस क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट जनरेट करेंगे, इस ऑब्जेक्ट को, ये हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट है, और इस ऑब्जेक्ट को डेटा मेंबर और मेंबर फंक्शन के हिसाब से मेमोरी एलोकेट होगी. क्लियर है कॉन्सेप्ट डेटा और फंक्शन? सो वी कैन से व्हाट वी आर डूइंग in object oriented programming paradigm. We are just abstracted all the data member function, or we can say we have abstracted the essential detail of the program from the main, and we just wrapped it into a unit. That unit is known as class, and the process is known as encapsulation. So with the help of abstraction and encapsulation, what we have done? We have done the process of data hiding. And with the help of data hiding, what we have created? We have created the blueprint of an object. And what is object? Object is an instance of a class. Once we create an object, then respective object, allocate the memory to the class. We can create number of variables, number of objects to a specific class. Let's see how it works. Suppose मैंने एक class बनाया है sample. We can control the access of data member and member function of the class. Suppose I have taken int a, then integer a is a private data member of a class sample, which can't be accessed outside the class directly. If you want to access that variable outside the class, then we must have public member function in this particular class. So in public access modifier section, we will declare void read function, which will help to read the data, void print function, which will going to help to print the variable a. In main, what we have done? We have created an object, and that object can call these two functions. Why? Because these are the member function of respective class, and its access modifier is public. So we can say public member function of a class can be accessed outside the class with the help of object. Clear? So what we are following in this? Once we compile the program, control first come to the main. In main function, we don't have the essential detail of the program. That all detail is encapsulated into a unit. That unit is known as class. So in this, what we have done? Once compile your program, control comes to the main. Main में हमें क्या मिला? Class और class type का object. इस ऑब्जेक्ट के थ्रू हमने क्या एक्सेस किया? रीड एंड प्रिंट. तो ये फंक्शन कहां जाएंगे? अब यहां जो भी इसकी रेस्पेक्टिव डेफिनेशन लिखी होगी, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट वो कोड, लाइन ऑफ कोड एग्जीक्यूट होगा. तो ये जो अप्रोच है, ये कहलाती है बॉटम अप अप्रोच. और इस बॉटम अप अप्रोच के थ्रू हम डेटा हाइडिंग कर सकते हैं. हम जो एसेंशियल डिटेल है हमारे प्रोग्राम की, हमारी जो क्रूशियल एंटिटी है डेटा, उसको हाइड कर सकते हैं. और एज पर द एक्सेस मॉडिफायर हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकता है कि किस टाइप के डेटा आपके प्रोग्राम में एक्सेसिबल हैं डायरेक्टली, और किन डेटा मेंबर और मेंबर फंक्शन को हम आउटसाइड द क्लास एक्सेस नहीं कर सकते हैं। क्लियर? सो बाय दीज ऑल कॉन्सेप्ट 4 बेसिक पिलर हमारे सामने आते हैं, जिसमें से फर्स्ट है डेटा एब्स्ट्रैक्शन. Data abstraction is the fundamental concept of object-oriented programming and which help us to hide our data. Data hiding में help करेगा, which help us for limiting the access कि कौन कौन से data कब कब accessible होंगे. Private data member of a class can't be accessed outside the class. If you want to access them, then we have to call them, we have to access them in the public section with the help of public member function of that class. Right? Second concept हमारा है data encapsulation. And with the help of data encapsulation, what we have done, for the sake of data hiding, we have encapsulated, we have grouped data and function. किन किन को किया हमने? We have grouped data and function into a unit. और वो unit क्या कहलाई? वो unit कहलाई class. Right? तो डेटा जो है वो क्या कहलाया क्लास के अंदर? डेटा मेंबर. और जो फंक्शन क्लास के अंदर है वो क्या कहलाए? मेंबर फंक्शंस. और क्लास किस तरीके से बनके सामने आई? एक ब्लूप्रिंट के टर्म में, ब्लूप्रिंट ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट. तो जैसे ही हम इस रेस्पेक्टिव क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट बनाएंगे, आपकी क्लास में जितने भी डेटा मेंबर फंक्शंस हैं उनको मेमोरी एलोकेट होगी और एज पर द एक्सेस राइट ऑब्जेक्ट के थ्रू वो पब्लिक मेंबर फंक्शंस, पब्लिक डेटा मेंबर एक्सेस होंगे. सो दीज आर द 2 पिलर्स. वन इज डेटा एब्स्ट्रैक्शन, another is data encapsulation. With the concept of data abstraction and encapsulation, what we have created? A unit class, and to access that class, what we have created? An object which is a instance of a class. So another feature, another pillar is inheritance. Inheritance is the concept of reusability. What is the meaning of reusability over here? Suppose you have created a class and you want to inherit, you want to derive the feature of that class into the new class, including the new features. इसके अपने भी कुछ फीचर्स होंगे, बट इसके साथ एक्सेसिंग में आप क्लास ए प्रीवियस क्लास के भी फीचर को इनहेरिट कर सकते हैं, एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. तब ये कॉन्सेप्ट क्या कहलाता है? कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ रीयूजेबिलिटी. और उस फीचर को हम क्या कहेंगे? इनहेरिटेंस, जिसके थ्रू हम इनहेरिट कर सकते हैं ओल्ड फीचर्स को न्यू क्लासेस में अलोंग विथ न्यू फीचर्स. तो जो ओल्ड क्लास है वो आपकी कहलाएगी बेस क्लास, वो पेरेंट क्लास या सुपर क्लास. और जो डिराइव्ड क्लास है, हमने क्या किया है? इसको डिराइव्ड किया है. डिराइव्ड किया है, इनहेरिट किया है. तो आफ्टर डेराइवेशन और इनहेरिटिंग जो क्लास बनेगी वो क्लास कहलाएगी डिराइव्ड क्लास, चाइल्ड क्लास या सब क्लास, जिसके अपने फीचर होने के साथ साथ उसके पास प्रीवियस क्लास, पेरेंट क्लास, बेस क्लास, सुपर क्लास के फीचर्स को एक्सेस करने का भी राइट होगा एज पर द विजिबिलिटी मोड. सो this is the concept of reusability which we will implement in the term of inheritance. And the another pillar is polymorphism. By name we can understand polymorphism. Poly means many, morphism means formats. एक ही चीज के अलग अलग फॉर्मेट, अलग अलग तरीके से उसको हम एक्सेस करते हैं, देन दैट मैकेनिज्म इज कंसिडर एज पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म. और पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म बेसिकली किसको इंप्लीमेंट करने में हेल्प करेगा? इनहेरिटेंस के फीचर्स में हेल्प करेगा. पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म इटसेल्फ टू टाइप की है. फर्स्ट इज कंपाइल टाइम and runtime. Compile time polymorphism. At the time of compilation, compiler को पता है कि जब वो किसी फंक्शन को कॉल करता है तब उसे किस डेफिनेशन पे एग्जीक्यूट करना है, as per the function name, as per the number of argument, as per the type of argument, as per the written type of the functions. Runtime polymorphism में ये इनहेरिटेंस के साथ इंप्लीमेंट होता है. और जब हम वर्चुअल फंक्शन यूज करते हैं तो एट द टाइम ऑफ वर्चुअल फंक्शन एक्सेसिंग हम जो पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म यूज करते हैं दैट इज रन टाइम पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म, जिसमें एट द टाइम ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन ऑफ प्रोग्राम ऑब्जेक्ट को जो रेफरेंस मिलेगा उस रेफरेंस के अकॉर्डिंग वो रेस्पेक्टिव फंक्शन को कॉल करेगा, चाहे वो बेस क्लास का होगा चाहे वो डिराइव्ड क्लास का होगा. So we can say we have two types of polymorphism. One is compile time, another is runtime. In compile time, we will proceed for function overloading and operator overloading. And in runtime, we will perform virtual function. Right? So with the polymorphism, what we are doing, we are just binding the function call to the respective definition or the address of data where it is stored. So this is the concept of binding. By name, to bind functions or data members so that we can access it in an appropriate way. So compile time is called early binding and runtime is called late binding. Right? It is early binding and late binding, because in early binding compiler knows once the function is called where to move, where to switch for the execution of the definition. And in runtime polymorphism, in late binding, जैसा आपके ऑब्जेक्ट को रेफरेंस मिला है, जैसा एड्रेस मिला है, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट इट विल गोइंग टू एग्जीक्यूट द फंक्शन डेफिनेशन. इसकी डिटेल हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में देखेंगे. सो अनदर कॉन्सेप्ट, जब भी हमने ऑब्जेक्ट के थ्रू फंक्शन को कॉल किया है, दिस इज द ऑब्जेक्ट एंड दिस इज public member function of a class. तो ये जब डॉट ऑपरेटर के साथ एसोसिएट होके किसी रेस्पेक्टिव फंक्शन को कॉल करता है तो इसका जो कॉन्सेप्ट है, ये कॉन्सेप्ट क्या कहलाता है? मैसेज पासिंग. विद द हेल्प ऑफ मैसेज पासिंग, ऑब्जेक्ट may communicate with each other. Right? So these are the basic concepts of object oriented programming, which are data abstraction, data encapsulation, which helps for the data hiding, and with these concepts, what we have done, basic fundamental concept is data abstraction and wrapping up of data into a unit called class is known as data encapsulation. So both help us for the data hiding, and they make a unit. That unit is known as class, and to access that class we have an object of that respective class. For the concept of reusability, we have inheritance, and for accessing in different format, same thing in different format, and for implementing inheritance as late binding in term of virtual functions, we have the concept of polymorphism. So these are the basic concepts, basic pillar of object oriented programming. इनके डिटेल हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में डिस्कस करेंगे. तब तक के लिए गुड बाय, थैंक यू.